Hello everyone, welcome back to day 13 of our 2-week-long California road trip. If you missed the last episode, we show you 4 Northern California waterfalls that you may not have known existed. We also get to see Mount Shasta for our very first time, the mountain of which plays a significant role in today's adventure as well. We were off to visit Crags State Park today, the Crags being some of the most dramatic rock formations I've ever seen. Before the road trip began, my brother and I watched a bunch of YouTube videos listing California's best state parks to see where Crags would rank and to learn more about it in general. Because we were under the impression that this was some truly amazing place, you can imagine our shock when we failed to see it listed on any of the videos. Now, after visiting, I can say with full confidence that all of the creators failed themselves by not featuring Crags. Not only was it one of my favorite places we visited in California, but I think there's an argument to be made that this is the very best state park in California. Currently, I'm still trying to decide whether or not I like Anza Borrego Desert State Park better, because it really could go either way. But the fact that this gem competes with the largest state park in the state and the lower 48 states says a thing or two about it. The focal point of our visit was the hike to Castle Dome, a 5.2-mile out-and-back adventure with more than 2,000 feet of elevation gain. But don't let these stats intimidate you, as it wasn't as bad of a hike as I expected. It's just a long trail that I'd devote at least 4.5 hours just to be safe. Trust me, there's going to be plenty of time for breaks, as you'll want to stop and take in the crags, but also the incredible Northern California foliage. This section of the state is undescribably lush and green, so I made sure to take in a different type of scenery than what I was used to living down south. The trail begins in the trees and is pretty steep for quite a while. There's not a whole lot of scenery change here, but I'd advise you to look out for these trees with spots of light green at the end of their pine needles. I had never seen anything like this before Northern California, and they were everywhere around this park. While it does take some patience and effort before the trees open up, you'll be rewarded with spectacular views of Crags, which look so sharp and jagged from so many different angles. Castle Dome, the rock we're hiking to, seems to be an exception amongst the jagged peaks, as it's much more round and elegant than the others. This is also going to be the point in the trail where things start to get really steep and rocky. But it pays off, because whenever you want to take a break, look the other direction and watch the endless trees of the Shasta Trinity National Forest. No words can describe the scenery around this park and the views you'll be getting of the crags. They're beautiful and imposing beyond comprehension. Once things start to open up near the top, you'll have to navigate through some very narrow paths hidden amongst the bushes and plant life. But if you're diligent, you shouldn't get lost, as I didn't find it difficult to recognize which way is right and which way is wrong. At the very end of the trail, there should be a small fenced-off barricade, but it really wouldn't prevent you from falling, so watch your step around here. Not only does this mark the base of the 4,996-foot tall Castle Dome, the highest point within the park that you can hike to on foot, but it's also where you'll be able to see Mount Shasta in all of its glory.
This state park is the best state park, or I should say, one of the best state parks, if not the best state park in California.
Although the clouds weren't cooperating and decided to block the peak, you could still see the majority of this majestic mountain. This was an amazing view no matter what, and I enjoyed every second of it. From what I can tell, it's cloudy in this region of California quite a lot, but if you can choose a day where the cloud cover is far and few between, at least on a periodic basis, you'll be glad you did. After taking in the views for about a half hour, we hiked to the bottom and were happy to see that the clouds moved out of the way enough so that you could see almost all of Mount Shasta. This was a good thing because we were off to the Vista Point Overlook to wrap up our day, since it was just a short walk from the parking area. This gives two completely different vantages that are separated by just a few trees. To the right is Mount Shasta, and straight ahead are the Crags. Believe it or not, they have free permanent telescopes here that allow visitors to get an up-close look at Mount Shasta and the crags. Zooming in on Mount Shasta's snow cover was amazing, and zooming in on Castle Dome was surreal too, since we had just hiked all the way up to that thing. Crags State Park is by far one of our favorite places in California. I cannot believe how underrated this park is. If you can only do one thing in the Shasta area, I urge you to pick this. You will not be disappointed. The crags are huge, the flora is amazing, the views are top-notch, and the hike to Castle Dome is one of our favorites we've ever been on. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, feel free to give me a like, comment, and subscribe, and with that being said, I'll see you all later. Bye guys.